5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. 5 right and 5 left long, 130. 6 right, short, back up, 150. 6 right, don't cut, 50. 6 left long, 80. 6 right long and 6 left. Caution, 3 right into 2 left tightens, don't cut. 5 right, 50.